what kind of car would you prefer to drive, a Jaguar or a Volvo? The reason this matters is that a debate is erupting on social media. In one corner is the luxury brand automaker. This all started after Jaguar posted this ad. Let's watch.
Now, the sturdy Volvo has clapped back with an ad that the carmaker originally released in September. The video for the company's new fully electric SUV, the X90, features themes of fatherhood, motherhood, and protection. Let's play some of that.
Why are you scared?
About it all, you know, the nights, the responsibility, like, we're gonna need a bigger place.
Help with all that.
I know, bless you, you're so sweet. I've got this feeling that we're gonna have a daughter, just as stubborn as her mum.
Well, hopefully not. The family's large.
Now that's a legacy she might have to live with. We like Naya.
Pro-family, to be sure.
Jaguar's new ad got lots of criticism from the right. Even SpaceX's Elon Musk joined the tussle. He wrote, "Do you sell cars?" Jaguar replied, "Yes, we'd love to show you. Join us for a cuppa," good British word, in Miami on 2nd of December. Warmest regards, Jaguar. Also, media personality Andrew Tate tweeted, oh Lord, quote, "This is gay BS. I have 76 cars. I do not own a Jag, and now I never will," unquote. I don't know why we're quoting that guy, but anyway, there he is. And Virginia State Delegate Nick Freitas posted, "Well, we know where the advertising team for Bud Light went," unquote, referring to Bud Light's 2023 ad with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
Others on X are writing that they want to sell their Jaguars, and many are posting hashtag boycott Jaguar. And Jaguar's stock prices just took a hit. According to a tweet put out by the Joe Rogan podcast, quote, "Jaguar stock price tumbles amid woke ad backlash." All right, let's get into it. So first of all, I will say that I didn't think either of the ads were that great because they didn't show the cars enough. But I did watch, I mean, Jaguar didn't show it at all.
Right.
Volvo at least had some, shots of it rolling down the street.
Sure.
But I will say, when I watched this Jaguar ad, I went, what the hell is this? I mean, what was your reaction when you first saw it?
Well, my reaction was that it was an obvious, very profound attempt to change what I perceive to be their brand identity. Now, even though I've lived here for 20 years, you're going to have to tell me if Jaguar has a different identity here than it does in Britain or Ireland. In Britain or Ireland, Jaguar is a brand that's sort of rich, older man, investment banker type vehicle if he doesn't want to drive a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, right? Yeah. And this ad is clearly attempting to make it cooler and hipper and more, it's a very, there's people, seemingly trans people in the ad and a lot of people of different ethnicities in the ad. Not that there's anything wrong with that. but it is just that it has created this backlash because it is so, I think, out of keeping with what people had perceived the Jaguar brand to be, and of course it has now got involved in this whole debate about quote-unquote wokeness.
Yeah, exactly. This, I think, struck people so much because it's very antithetical to the brand, and it seems like brand suicide to try to make this massive shift without clearly a decent marketing team behind it. And I think it's also a miscalculation of where the culture is going because, I mean, we talked about this in previous segments. You see pro athletes doing the Trump dance. Young people broke towards Trump this election cycle. There's been numerous articles about the trends that young people are embracing. It's things like quiet luxury, clean girl, barber jackets are coming back in for young people. So it's this idea of what Jaguar used to symbolize, which is wealth that's not being shown in an ostentatious way. And this is the exact opposite of that. And I think whoever came up with this really misread the cultural moment, and that's why people are reacting so negatively, because it's like, who on your team thought that this was what people wanted to see right now and that this is what's attracting customers?
Yeah, I mean, I get that brands in the car industry or anywhere else do sometimes want to change their brand. Lincoln, when I was first living in the US, had a rather stodgy image and has, I think, changed that image in a positive way, or to at least be a sort of more stylish car brand than it was seen, 10 or 15 years ago. I mean, Jaguar has clearly decided to embrace this moment of whatever they want, boldness, let's say, for a better term, whether people want to call it woke or not, to try to make itself more fashionable. It is, I think, it's fine for car manufacturers or anybody else to try to do that. Whether it works or not is a very different question. And one of the things that, of course, makes it more difficult for it to work is that it gets sucked into this issue of people, trying to boost their own social media clout by just blasting them for it. Having said all that, I actually like the Volvo ad, which I know it has been, the idea of it being for life at the end is sort of like, I know that gets serviced into the whole abortion debate, which I think is, again, a little unfair, honestly.
Yeah, it's more about safety standards.
Exactly.
That's how I read it.
And to the point about branding, that's been sort of Volvo's watchword for my entire life. It's an ad so long that I feel that we shouldn't say a spoiler of what the twist in the tale is, but it's about 4 minutes long, and it's a good piece of filmmaking.
Yeah, it is. It's a little long for my taste, but I assume this was built for social media or YouTube as opposed to actually a television commercial. But yeah, I mean, I think it's smart because if you're thinking about the different groups of people that are purchasing cars, you have the wealthy class who want to buy something that is a little stylish and has more luxury features, which is where Jaguar would normally be. Then you have sort of the flashy group that likes the Lamborghinis and the Porsches and those kind of cars, which seems to be what Jaguar is now trying to appeal to, but in a strange way, and I think probably not in keeping with what that group actually wants to see in a vehicle. And then you have people who are buying for practical reasons. A lot of people buying for families. One of the things that I'm thinking about as a recently married woman is if we have 2 cars right now, if one of them, takes a hit and we have to buy a new vehicle, thinking about something that's going to be safe, reliable, have enough space for kiddos in the future. And so this would be an ad that would really appeal to someone like me as I'm searching for that next car. And certainly people who are expanding their family are going to look at this and say, yeah, I've got toddlers in the back. The safety feature is actually the number one thing that I'm buying based off of. So it's just a question of who is your audience and how are you going to appeal to them. Jaguar clearly missed the boat incredibly. Volvo, I think, hit it nail on.
Yeah, and the Volvo...
Bang on.
Exactly. The Volvo ad, to your point, cast that argument or that brand strength for safety in very emotional terms. Like, it's actually quite a moving ad to watch, and I hate being moved by ads because I know at the end of the day they're trying to sell me a product, and then Budweiser does some like puppy Super Bowl ad, and I'm like, oh, and it's like if they're only trying to sell beer at the end of the day or sell Volvos. But it is, it's an effective, as I say, piece of filmmaking. I kind of wish we weren't in a moment where all these things didn't get dragged into the broader social debates, but we are, and that's the world that we live in.
It is indeed. And the world we live in is also taking us to the weekend, and that's going to do it for us today on Rising. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts.